welcome to today's topic. Today we are going to discuss on how Uhuru keeps provoking his deputy into anger. But first, let's look at the TNA URP merger and basically how Jubilee came into being and how it ended up disintegrating, and the eventual removal of Ruto, or rather him being pushed out of the party. Initially, the main parties that made Jubilee was TNA and URP. TNA was headed by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and URP was headed by Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. Ruto engineered the merge of the two parties, and together with other small parties that were in the coalition. By the time Ruto was doing this, Ruto was trying to consolidate his national power and try to project himself as a national leader. In preparation to taking over after President Uhuru's term. This was towards the end of their first term. And according to Ruto, it was the only way to ensure his victory and to ensure he consolidates his grip on the smaller political parties and ensure his victory. Little did he know that behind the scenes, the president and his men were plotting to push him out of the party and eventually deny him ascension to power. Here is how Uhuru did it. Number one, he behind the scenes engineered, sent Dr. Noah Wekesa and some other lawyer to behind the scenes ensure that the Jubilee party power is vested in the party leader, the party secretary general, and anybody else but the deputy president. This was a very costly oversight on the part of Ruto, according to me. And this could have been what costed him the Jubilee party, or caused him to lose his grip on a party that he helped form, or rather, he not only helped form a Jubilee party, but it was his baby, it was his idea, or he misstepped, and in the long run, he lost the party. This is top on the list of the signs that Ruto failed to read in the succession politics, because Jubilee was a massive party, and denying him powers or control of the party was just a start of a well-thought plan to deny him ascension to power. For some reason, the president and his men felt reluctant to hand over power to William Ruto. In recent times, many people have started to see why. And the president, in some of his masterstroke moves, have helped, or rather pushed, Ruto into revealing some characters that most people never thought he had. We have seen several times the president coming out and saying a few words about Ruto's campaign, saying a few words in reference to his deputy, and in return, it is a miscalculation on the part of the deputy president, because Ruto's outbursts only portray him in a bad light in the public, portray him as disrespectful to his boss, portray him as an angry, vengeful person. And from where I'm seated, I think this is the intention of the president and his men. Because you would see once in a while the president launching an attack to his deputy, and most of these attacks are meant to elicit a certain reaction, and in most cases the reaction is always or rather the intended reaction is always achieved from the deputy president, because he always lashes back at his boss, portraying himself as a as a very angry man and someone who has a bone to crack with his boss. And then once the president does that, he retreats and just goes quiet and waits for the the deputy president to fry himself in it, so to speak. Then after some time, when it's seen as if the deputy president is focused on his campaigns, again the president comes out and says something that infuriates Ruto, and Ruto and his men retaliates immediately, losing focus on their campaign and losing focus on Raila Amolo Odinga. And on the other hand, the Azimio and Raila Amolo Odinga are focusing on their campaigns, focusing on their itinerary, focusing on their plans, and in the long run, Ruto is the loser. From where I'm sitting, I'm thinking this is a very this move from the president is a very good move. In fact, is a master stroke, a genius move, and it can only say that, or rather tell us that the president has really studied his deputy. He knows him well. He knows what ticks him. He knows where to poke, and he knows exactly what reaction to expect from his deputy, and he always achieves it. And this, I hope the deputy president will learn something from this, because the president is not on the ballot. It is Raila Amolo Odinga who is on the ballot. And by shifting focus from Raila to himself, the president is helping Raila Amolo Odinga. And by Ruto and his men abusing the president, lashing at the president, it is only helping Raila Odinga, because you've seen people coming out to say that Ruto is full of anger, Ruto is vengeful, Ruto is not fit to be president. Why? That is exactly what the president and his men intended to bring out. That is the message that the president and his men wanted to portray to the public. And Ruto is only helping this message sink home. Look at the other day when in anger he lashed out at Eugene Wamalo and said, he called him a woman in his own turf. You don't go to a man's home and start abusing him. And in fact, you don't call a Luya man a woman, especially a Bukusu man. You don't do that. Ruto will lose a lot of votes in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia just because of that one mistake that he did. We have seen several instances where the deputy has exhibited fits of anger. We saw where he was lashing out at the young lad in Vihiga, where he told him, unanijibu kama nani? We've seen the Eugene fiasco. We also have been told of instances where he almost slapped Eugene Wamalwa in a cabinet meeting. He almost slapped Matiang'i, the internal security minister, and several others. The Azimio group and its handlers have also unearthed a story way back in 1997 when Ruto slapped Chesire, whom they were competing in the parliamentary seat back then. So there has been a systematic plan to portray Ruto as an angry, vengeful, and someone unfit to be handed over the reins of power. And Ruto has failed to discern that. He has walked right into the trap that has been created by Uhuru Kenyatta, his boss. A clever move from Uhuru Kenyatta, if you ask me. I don't know what you think. If you think I'm right, comment. If you think I'm wrong, also comment. And please give a thumbs up to this video and share to your friends and to your friends and relatives. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And please, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification so that you're notified the next time we upload another video. Thank you so much.